Alright, welcome back to the Great Lakes Draft League Week 2 this time against the Socal Syvleons, coached by Dina. Both of us have won our Week 1 game pretty convincingly. We both won 2-0. So this will be a very good set between us this week. Just waiting for her to do the rules. Yep. So we're actually we're not bringing the Metagross this week, because it's not a very Metagross friendly matchup. She has things like Mudsdale and Impidimp, which I think has access to Trick, so we're just like, we're not gonna bring it. So we'll give Garchomp and Primarina a chance to shine. So we're using Wacken, Primarina, we're using Lumberry, Garchomp, Socal Syvleons, which is our new addition, Violet Tangela, which is just there for a bunch of redirection shenanigans, Iron Ball Lopunny, which is meant to be some shenanigans with Garchomp, with Thundurus, and Toy Scarf Entei, just to get around Thundurus being the fastest Pokemon on her side of the field. So let's get this show on the road and see what she has brought for us. So she's brought the Cofarigus. Is that an Urshifu? Oh, she has Urshiwater, that's right. I felt like, Urshifu? Why does she have an Urshifu? She's like, oh, she got Urshiwater. Mudsdale, Thundurus, Boltund, and Obstagoon. So no Rapidash, which is actually really good. That Cofarigus could be a bit of a problem, because only real way to answer it is Shadow Ball Sigilyph. Because I have Crunch on Entei, but I'm Choice Scarfed. So game 1, I'm probably just gonna lead, how is Garchomp doing to this? The only problem is their Obstagoon, which again we don't really have much to deal with, but we have Prima, so there's that. I'm thinking Prima and Tangela on lead, because that kind of would force her to have to respect it with an Airstream, not a Lightning. In the back, I think we have Entei, and I think we bring Garchomp for some late game cleanup. I think we do that. I think we do that because if she doesn't respect Tangela, then it'll be a bit of a problem for her. I honestly actually really like the Boltund, because if I'm going into a Bulldoze, then I'm gonna proc competitive. Also, define Obstagoon's a good way to get around it as well. So she's done her work on answering the Metagross, but we don't have the Metagross. So Funny Boltund on lead. I think Tangela doesn't live an attack from Thundurus, but because we're Wakan, she has to he has to force herself into a double up here. But Boltund does get Snarl, I'm pretty sure. Most of the dogs get it. Most of the dog Pokemon get Snarl in this game. So I think the safe play could actually just be switch Prima out into Garchomp. It also gets Howl, if I recall, as well. So she could be going for Howl. Boltund, I'm sure doesn't even get Snarl. Yeah, it gets Snarl. And we'll just Sleep Powder the Thundurus. That's a Dynamax. I think this would be the Thundurus. I would expect Thundurus to max here. It's a good solid position for her Thundurus to max, yep. So if somehow we live this Airstream or a corresponding double up, we could get a Sleep Powder on his Thundurus and be in a fantastic position. How that's a problem? There's an Airstream. I don't think Tangela lives this. No. Okay, that confirms that Tangela does not live. And we're not in a good position. Because it gets a +1 on its defense and its life orb. Okay, and we're not faster than it either now because of our scarf. That means Thunderous now outspeeds Entei. Like, she's not really pressured into anything. She just clicks Howl again and probably just airstreams into Garchomp. Knowing that that is the biggest threat to her. And she knows that she can just get rid of it. So I'm probably just going to spend in Primarina, make her pick. Does she want to airstream into the Garchomp or does she want to try and get the KO on a Prima? I think Garchomp is the Pokemon I need to max here. The stupid thing about Thunder is it gets the fight, so you can't stat lower it. I need to try and stall this out. I don't think she needs to focus on the Prima. I think she needs to get rid of this Garchomp. So I'm gonna double into the Thunder slot. The Garchomp's the bigger threat, in my honest opinion. She could just try to go for easy KOs on Prima, but I think she just needs to get rid of Garchomp. Go for Howl again, just click Airstream into it and get rid of it. That's her game plan, I think, this turn. So I'm feeling comfortable to actually just leave it in. And a bigger void there. That's an Airstream. That does about half. Hopefully just double up. Can pick this Thunderous up because it doesn't look like to be a bulky variant. It looks like to be more offensive variant. Yep, and that's a nice beam range. So pretty much should pick up his KO. Yep, and Prima picks it up. Very nice. I think Garchomp can live a play rough here. Is Bolton +1? I don't know if how does both or so Bolton how? Alright, so it raises its attack by 1, so Garchomp might be in range of a play rough here, but what's Bolton's attack like? It's 90 base attack. So it could live. Garchomp is pretty naturally bulky. 108, 95 in its defenses. I think Garchomp could win this. In comes Mudsdale. So I'm just going to Quake into Garchomp, into the Boltund. And I could Hydro Pump into the Mudsdale here. But I don't think I'm exactly worried about it. So I think I could just... I'll just Hydro... Well, I want to get a Boltund at least. Because I can still win this with Prima. So... I'm going to Moonblast into the Boltund. Protect on the Muds. So we call that Protect. Goes for a play rough. As Garchomp leaves, which is very nice. But we had a lowered attack, but I think Garchomp just KOs it. Because it's not the bulkiest. Yep, and Boltund goes down. So we've removed Boltund, which means no Howl boost for her, and Garchomp at the moment is the fastest thing on the field if she doesn't have anything faster in the back. So we can get one last attack off. Moonblast. Goes into the Mudsdale. She brought the Mudsdale, so this Entei endgame is going to be a little bit difficult if she can remove the Prima. So what's her last Pokemon? The Urshi. Alright, so she probably just Aqua Jet into Garchomp. That'd be the smart plan. So I'm just going to click Wormwind into Urshi. If for some reason she doesn't, then I just do well enough. And I'm going to Hydro Pump to Mudsdale. This should do very big damage to it, because Mudsdale isn't known for its special to bulk. It needs the Assault Vest and Special Defensive Boost to do well. Yeah. So, yeah, that's exactly what she needs to do. She needs to go for the Prima. But Prima is lovely bulky. Garchomp goes Wormwind, which does about half the Urshifu, which is completely fine. Reloading Mudsdale's attack, which is good. Go for Hydro Pump. And that doesn't quite KO the Mudsdale. There's a Stamina boost. And she goes for Iron Defense. So we need to keep our Primarina very safe here. So does she Poison Jab into Prima here just to get rid of it? Or does she just get rid of Garchomp? Which is -1 Garchomp, so I don't think she actually threatened, and she probably would have done it last turn. So I'm going to Dragon Claw the Urshifu. I'm also got Choice Scarf and Entei in the back, so I can move that. And I'm going to Protect with my Prima. So I just want to keep Primarina safe. Also going to be mindful of the Sandstorm turns, because of Prima's health. She could just protect this last turn to get rid of it. Poison Jab. Oh, I forgot her Unseen Fist. I don't like Urshifu. I don't like it one bit. And I don't think I can win this now. Smarter play would just been to switch Entei in there and keep Prima in the back. That would have been just a smarter plan to do, but this Mudsdale will just stall me out now. Because she can just clean up with Urshifu now anyway, so... So, not ideal. I should have just switched into Entei there and kept Primarina safe. And kept chipping with Garchomp. That's just a bad decision on my end, just to keep Primarina. I should have just had a massive brain fade. So I'm just going to Sacred Fire to Mudsdale. We could get a crit, which could be helpful. Rough Skin, so Urshifu will go down to Sand, I think, here. So Burn here would be very helpful. And we get the Burn, so this is helpful. At least you're being Stamina is going to keep going up. And Body Press. Like I said, Entei can... Oh, and the Sand... Oh, no. And the Sand goes off the end there. Oh. So this means Entei needs to kill Urshifu here. I think she's Choice Scarfed Urshi. Because... How much will Poison Jab be doing to me? I'm just going to sacrifice the Urshi. Get rid of the Urshi, because that thing's going to be a problem. She goes for a body press. So only way we win this is with a critical hit. Yeah, so the Primarina switch out had to happen on that turn. I don't know why I protected. I should have just switched into Entei, kept it safe. But we can still win this with a crit. And no. Alright, so Dina takes game 1, and I know her Mudsdale is a stall set, so it's good information to know. That one hurt. That one hurt a bit, because I know where the win con was. The win con had to be that Primarina switching out. I don't know, why did I forget that Urshifu can hit through Protect? It's the reason why I hate Urshifu, because you can't protect in front of it. I understand the fact it's its goddamn gimmick, but they didn't balance anything this gen. Urshifu's broken, Zacian's broken, Calyrex is broken. If it's a Gen A Pokemon, it's most likely broken. So the aim of this is to keep to get Primo into position to wrap the game up. Is what I'd assume. It's how Bolton, so maybe leaving Lopunny instead of Tangela would actually be a better play. And bringing Chomp. So Chomp, Lopunny, no Tangela. And then bring Entei, Prima in the back. I think I just do that adaptation. Because Bolton is forced into Protect on that turn 1, and Garchomp on lead should do well, so we'll lock that in. So, I think, knowing now that Bolton wants to set up the Thunderous to sweep, and then she wants to set up her Mudsdale to be a physical wall, which is fair enough considering I had Metagross. But a bit risky considering I have a Primarina which can just cut through it. So I feel comfortable bringing the free Pokemon I brought in game 1 because I feel like I only lost because I was stupid and dumb and I didn't switch Prima out. I should have just gone to Entei. Because that would have kept Prima safe from... Yeah, it would have kept Prima safe. So Bolton and Thunderous, and we'll lead Rabbit and Landshark. So, Max the Garchomp, Max Rockfall the Thunderous, and we will fake out into the Bolton. I can see it doing a double protect. Oh, I could even read it and just gone switcheroo into the Thunderous. Okay, so Garchomp's maxing first. I think this might just be a double protect. Let's protect Fundy. And protect from Bolton. Yep. That's fair. She shouldn't get too much utility out of these Pokemon. That does half the Thunderous through Protect. That's really good damage. As a crit. I generally think I can ignore her Thunderous. Go for a Quake into the Bolton. Remove that. And then just switch a Ruin to the Fundy. Maybe relive the Airstream. But the Garchomp is the bigger threat here, so take away its Life Orb. Make it an absolutely sitting duck. And then we can just max ground it when we need to. And this would be helpful with Primarina as well, because we can just leave Thunderous by itself and Prima can just clean up. So Nuzzle comes out from Bolton. Paralysis, please no para. Fly from the Thunderous. So she's keeping her max safe. And we'll move this Bolton. Because we don't like it. So I'm in a difficult position here because I can't Wormwind an incoming Urshifu because of the Thunderous. But the good thing is she might choice lock herself into Toss Combat, which means Primarina is in a good position in the back. Once we can remove the Thunderous, then she has to rely on Urshi maxing or Mudsdale maxing, which is quite a risky proposition because 3 of her moves are Body Press, Iron Defense, and Protect. So her last move might be a Ground Stab, but it's a risky problem. So I'm just gonna Quake into Urshi. I think I'm just gonna do a switch around Vente slow. I think I'm gonna try and get a switcheroo on the Thunderous though. She CCs. Where should she put the fly? That's most likely into Garchomp. I think she CCs, so I'm gonna switch in Prima. So it gives me fake out pressure on that next turn, which is very nice. Ice Punch from Urshi. We break the Rough Skin. Fly from Thunderous. Fire Chomp lives, which is very nice. Another lot of Rough Skin. And Life Orb Chip. Quake into the Entei. Into the Urshifu. Doesn't quite KO it. She takes damage. Thunderous takes damage. So the good thing is that Thunderous is very, very weak. And we've got Wakan on our Primarina, so I think we can live the AMAX Lightning or Electric move. So Garchomp's gonna go down. I don't think I need Garchomp anymore. The last Pokemon is most likely Mudsdale. I do need Prima though. So I'm gonna protect Primarina here. For the sole reason that I can fake out the Urshifu in the next turn. And I will also be very careful of her. Yeah, I'm gonna protect Prima. I think she has to click the max. She has to do something with Thunderous. So let Garchomp go down. Rough Skin's so good. Because both these Pokemon are in positions where they don't want to max. And Wild Charge from the Thunderous. So preserve our Wakan Berry, which is very nice. Urshifu takes damage. Thunderous takes damage. Prima takes damage. And since it's Ice Punch, she's kind of forced to have to switch out her Urshifu. So I'm gonna. So where does she fake out here? She has to. I think she protects her Thunderous. Because her Thunderous has to be the win. Has to be on the field to do damage on the Prima. So I'm gonna fake out to Urshi, but a smart play could actually just be switch Urshi out here. But I think she just gets rid. I think she just switches, leaves it in to get that free Mudsdale switch in. And I'm going to take advantage of this and bring my Entei in. Because I want to preserve my, Prima. Take from the Fundy. I expected that one. Thunderous should go down here to Sand. Lopunny KOs the Urshifu with fake out, so Urshi goes down. Sandstorms asides, it's fine, we're still faster than Thunderous with our Entei. Obstagoon. Now, this could be interesting. Is this Defiant or is this Guts? Because if it's Guts and I Wisp, then I'm in a bad spot. But if I fake Tears, then I'm not in a good spot. And I'm not going to be in a good spot. But Prima can clean this up. I've got a choice lock into Sacred Fire. So I think I'm going to switch a route here on the Obstagoon. And I'm going to Sacred Fire into the Thunderous. Just get rid of it. Want to make this a 3v. Want to make this a 2v1, and it's so Lopunny is slower than Obstagoon, but I don't think she needs to worry about Lopunny. I think a bigger threat is getting rid of this Airring with Entei. So it looks to be I think it's would be Defiant because of my Bulldoze shenanigans. Sacred Fire goes into Thunderous. Remove that. Opening the way for Primarina. Goes to Strike. Yep, into the Entei. Which means we get the switcheroo off. Please no paralysis. No full para, no full para, no full para. Good. And we take away the Flame Orb, very nice, so it's Guts. Which is very, very nice. So I'm going to fake Tears into the Obstagoon here. And I don't really want to Sacred Fire this Obstagoon in fear of giving it a Guts boost, but once it's at -2, I think the chip will be very helpful. And hell, Obstagoon might even just outspeed anyway. Oh no, we still went neutral because of Choice Scarf. Oh, that's perfect, no burn. Right, so Primarina should now outspeed this Obstagoon. Because it would be at -2 speed, Helping Hand, and Moonblast into it. And Prima picks it up. Very nice, very, very nice. So, we pick up game 2. So, there's that. So, we force the game 3, which is very good. And we could have even won game 1 if I had not been dumb and get my Prima win. So, game 3 it is. And I think the Pokemon I brought are very good. The best possible options I can bring into this. She didn't bring a Mudsdale, so if she loses her Pokemon early, she can't quite get the speed. She can't quite get the damage output because her Obstagoon and her Mudsdale are weak to Primarina. If Cofferegus, I don't feel like is the best Pokemon to bring to this matchup, but it could be really good considering I don't have anything for it. But I think Garchomp is still very good. Garchomp's still very good. I think I need Garchomp, Lopunny, and I think I bring the same 4 again, but on that next turn, I Quake into her Boltund, and then I Stone Edge into her Thunderous. Only issue, because then I can just Sacred Fire and Rock Fall that next turn, which would guarantee that OKO. And a Lopunny in the back is still very, very helpful. So yeah, I'm gonna lead the same lot. And then I can find out what the next last 2 Pokemon are very quickly, very effectively. And I'll have one last turn of Max still available to be genuinely annoying, but I do need to be very careful because if it's Obstagoon, she could get the free Flame Orb proc. I think my volume, the game's actually low, but I think that's just my headset. Yeah. Just my headset. I turned that down. So Urshifundi on lead. Garchomp, Lopunny. She could just fly here. Pretty sure she doesn't want to eat a fake out. So I'm not, because I don't feel like forced to max in this situation. Like, I could probably just switch in Entei in this situation, eating the Ice Punch, but even then, Urshi doesn't want to be in this situation. It's Scarfed Urshi though. I think I'm just going to Dragon Claw and Fake out into the Urshifu. She maxes the Thunderous. Less than ideal, because I think this may just be an Airstream to Garchomp, and Garchomp's not going to like it. Nope, it's the Max Urshi. Fine with that, because I can bring Prima in. Fly from the Thunderous, yeah. Just a Max Hailstorm. Good chip. Yep, Max Hailstorm. So Garchomp dies here, but it's fine. Because Max Ooze is not a good Max move. This means Prima can actually set itself up. I can take a D-Max out in turn 1 as well. And I can ignore the Thunderous and just rely on Stone Edge. So, Fight, Dynamax, Max Starfall. And I'm just gonna switch a room onto it. Because I can be annoying if she has a, has her stall, Mudsdale in the back. She has no Protect, and she's gone for Fly. It's less than ideal for her. There's 2 options she's going to do here. She can either eat and waste her max, or 2, switch out and waste her max. Yeah. Now she needs to try and get a Pokemon that can eat this attack. Mudsdale. Well, I'm taking away its leftovers, so... I'm happy with this, and I get 3 turns of Dynamax. Does mean that Thunderous will at speed, but it has to go for Wild Charge, and I got Wackenberry. It's a pretty simple read from her end, but a Mudsdale's not much of a threat. Do need to remove it. And I can easily see her protecting here. So I think I just want to cut through this protect on Fundy, go for a Hailstorm, and Helping Hand. And I've still got Fake Tear support on Lopunny, which would be the fastest thing on the field if I get rid of Thunderous. Well, outside of Urshifu, of course. Protect from Fundy, it's fine. I still think I can cut through this Protect with the Helping Hand. Protect from the Mudsdale. Max Hailstorm can have a Prima. This should do some big damage to this Thunderous. Not quite as much as I would like. Okay, so this turn I'm gonna remove her. Does she switch in her? Has to switch in her Urshifu somewhere, or she just sacrifice her Mudsdale? I think I'm just gonna kill the Thunderous. I'm gonna switch out Entei in the back. Okay, I know what I must do here. Alright, so Geyser into Mudsdale, and I'm gonna switch out into Entei. Because then that forces her to have to pick. Does she want to Poison Jab into the Primarina, or does she want to go for Searching Strikes into the Entei? I think that's in Hail. Oh, I got rid of the Hail. Oh, I should have just Hailstormed. I am very bright today. I'm like, my genius is very good, and I've just get up ready for this Surging Strike Urshifu. So I've pinned myself. Why am I... Oh, I should have just Hailstormed. Now Urshifu is just gonna Surging Strikes into Entei because that's just smartest play. And you just Wild Charge. I think I lose this because nothing's stopping her from just clicking Wild Charge and Surging Strikes. Actually, there is a way out. Tactical sacrifice. The tactical sacrificing of our Entei. Because she can't protect her Urshifu. Surging Strikes, that goes into Entei. If I'm losing Entei. She went for Prima. Oh, and that's losses. That loses. And she protected her Thunderous. Yeah. Hailstorm, if I just click Hailstorm there, I win, because the hail stays up, Thunderous goes down. And Primarina Entei is just such an oppressive lead, and I don't anything for her. And none of my moves can hit Urshifu. Stone Edge crit, I think, has to do it. Yeah, withdraw into Urshi, withdraw Urshi out. In comes Cofagrigus, yep. Game over. This has just been bad play after bad play. Game 1, just keeping Primarina in. That was not what I didn't need to do that. It should just been Primarina, switch out, Entei in, let Garchomp chip down Urshifu. This play just going for Geyser. Should just Hailstormed. Kept the Hail chip up, so it means Thunderous would go down if it went for an attack. If it would go for Wild Charge, and it meant Urshi in the back is a bit more manageable. Yeah, because she's now just surging. I don't know. Oh no, she switched out, so she didn't have to fake out. Yeah, I can't do anything with Lopunny. She just surging strikes here. Game over. Oh, I'm really annoyed by that one because it's it's a set that I could have won. But it's just I screwed up too many times. It's been the story of UDL as well. It's just been that one turn where I just screwed up, and I have to not do that. And that's the issue. Game 2 we played well, and I think I could have won, and I should have won Game 1 personally if I didn't screw up with my Primarina. And Game 3, she went for this Surging Strikes in the Primarina, which was a pretty hard read. But, it's just... can't do anything anyway. Well, GG's to Dina. Like, I'm annoyed because it's a game I could have won, and I probably should have won this set. But I didn't Hailstorm into the Mudstale. That would kill her Thunderous. That would leave Cofagrigus and Urshifu versus Prima, Lopunny, and Entei, which I think I would have won that. Because I could have just gone for crunches into it. Anyway, GG's. We go to 1-1. We started 1-1 before in Season 1, so there's that. Once again, GG's to Dina. It was a really hard fought set. It's just, I hate myself for doing what I do, which is tactically throwing games at times. I should have. I don't want to take away from her, but I feel like I probably should have won the set. But she capitalized on my mistakes, so she gets to win. It's the W this week and moves to 2-0. So next week we play against the MK Mimikyus, coached by Yasha. So hopefully we can bounce back then with a big win and get our season to 2-1. So I'll see you all then.